Hello, my sewing friends. This is Friday Sews.
Woohoo!
I'm Jen, and this is my sewing room, and it has been the sewing room of agonizing all the livelong week. Yes, drama, drama, drama. Because I can make the biggest mountain out of the smallest molehill. If you have a molehill that you need expanded out into the largest mountain you can possibly think of, I am your girl. That would be me. Well, I say this because I had the opportunity to sweat genius this week. Although I was doing the sweating and the genius came from outside influences. I am today so happy to show you the results of the collab that I'm doing with Rebecca from Rebecca Designs and Chilisa from Sochi Designs. We decided we would take something and upcycle it and do it with metallic accents, because metallic accents are everywhere for this season. So let me take you along the journey that was my week of agonizing over everything. You know, in the scheme of things, this has no eternal significance. Anyway, okay, so I didn't know what to upcycle. I thought I need to go thrifting. Well, no, I didn't. Immediately after I thought that, I thought, wait a minute, there's that jeans jacket in my closet that I don't wear because it's too big. I'm not wearing it anyway. So why don't I take that and upcycle it? What a great idea. Yes, I like this idea. So I thought, all right, off go the sleeves. Cut off the sleeves straight away. That's good. Now, what am I going to do with this? And I thought, I don't know. How can I put metallic accents onto this jeans jacket? Like, what am I going to do here? So I went on Pinterest and Google, and I looked up upcycled jeans jackets, and I got a whole plethora of things. They were a place to start because, see, I'm not an original thinker, I'm an editor. So I went in and I pulled out this lace that I love. This is lace I got, I don't know when I got it, but it's this organza with this ribbon just stitched on. I don't even know what kind of lace you would call this, but it is gorgeous. And I thought, okay, well, I could do that, and then I could, you know, like sparkle it up with some metallic accents. And then I also had some silver lame in there that I found when I pulled this out. So this is just, you know, lame fabric. It's like polyester, it ravels a lot. And I thought, okay, well, I could trim the collar with this, maybe put a band or a ruffle around the bottom. Okay, I can work with this. And then I went thrifting and got a little purse that had a chain. I was looking for chains. And I thought, well, maybe I can pull this in with that somehow too. And I'm pinning on and draping and doing all kinds of things. I put it on the dress form. Nothing was working. And the problem was this. This was too lacy and bridal and upscale for a denim jeans jacket. Now, you know, I could have made it work. I could have. But it just wasn't harmonizing. The two things were just not jiving. And I thought, what am I going to do? Oh my gosh. Why? And I would take stuff off, put it back on. I tried a band. I tried a ruffle. You know what? No, those were not going to work. This, I was still iffy on. So I went back on Pinterest and Google, and I looked up fall 2023 fashion trends metallics. So helpful, so incredibly helpful. That really gave me some inspiration. I found a Zara jacket where they had painted it silver, and it was very abstract, very kind of like paint just on the jacket, you know, and I thought, okay, I can run with that. I can do it. So I mentioned that to my friend Michelle. She had some paint. She said, I've got silver metallic paint. You're welcome to use it. And I said, okay. And I didn't want to use all of Michelle's paint. So I went and got some paint at Michael's. And then I went to town painting. And I knew what I wanted, and what I had was not it. So Today is Friday. Thursday morning, yesterday, I texted all my sew sisters and I said, I need help. I am in crisis mode. I've got to have this done by tomorrow and I have no idea what to do. I've got to come up with something different because this just looks like I ran into a paint can and spilled it all over myself. And of course, they were so complimentary and they said, look, it doesn't look as bad as what you think. And I thought, you're looking at a photo. It does look that bad. So again, Michelle, genius. In the group text, she said, what if you did something like this? So I printed this out. This came from, I think, a planner she was looking at. It was just the cover of it, and it's beautiful. Oh, I loved it. I loved how abstract it was, all the colors. And at first I thought, well, I don't know about the colors, but she said, I've got this box of metallic paints that you can use. And I said, can I come pick them up? She said, sure. So I picked them up yesterday afternoon. And I came home and I set to interpreting this my way. It's very simple to do because this is abstract anyway. And so any kind of version of that I could come up with was going to be okay. So I went to town. I went out yesterday on my lanai table and I sat down and I started painting. And I came up with a piece of art. This is all due to Michelle. And it looks like this. I am so happy with this. I feel like I went into a shop here in Florida and bought a piece of art. I'm so happy with it. It's just so pretty. And it's all metallic. I don't know if you can kind of catch the metallic effect, but the paint is all metallic. And I had put some rickrack along the pocket here, just so it would peek out. And I didn't take that out, and I'm kind of glad I left it because it's a nice little, accent. In the meantime, I've got this chain, and I left the back like it is, just left it white, because I was thinking I will cut this out and I'll use the chains. But again, didn't really suit the aesthetic of the rest of the jacket. So currently I'm leaving it like it is. And anybody needs some chain, I've got a bunch of it. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I think it's just beautiful. And more than that, it is me. I can't get over how beautiful this is. I don't know. I hope you like it as much as I do. So anyway, I cannot wait to see what the other two did. I bet they are going to be fabulous. I'm happy. Let me know what you think. Okay, and on through the rest of the week, I was thrifting my heart out because I didn't know what I was going to do about this thing. Again, mountain, molehill, agonizing. No eternal significance to this. So plan, EFGHIJ was to maybe take a top that I had. This is a top I got a while ago. And I've wanted to upcycle it. It's a men's shirt. I want to do something with it, but it's been lingering away in the I'll get to that at some point pile. I thrifted this not very long ago, and I really like it, but I thought, well, I could also take this and do something with it. And then I have this, which I also thrifted. And this used to be a dress, and I cut it off to make it a top, but it's like a rayon. And so I took this with me over to Salvation Army because that's my favorite thrift store now. Well, one thing I found unexpectedly was this shower curtain. Isn't this beautiful? Oh man, I love this. And if I weren't going to use it for what I'm going to use it for, I would use it for a shower curtain. No kidding, because it's so pretty. It's so pretty. So a shower curtain is usually about 2.5 yards of 60 white fabric. And I thought I can make this into a dress, like a shirt dress. I thought that will work. Maybe I can put a silver belt on it. Maybe I can do some embellishing around, whatever, with the silver chain that I had. But I thought, in the end, I went back and obviously did the piece of art. It's beautiful. Speaking of thrifting, I went in search of a little t-shirt so I can make a pumpkin out of it, because I've been making a pumpkin costume for my grandson, who is 11 months old. And I thought, okay, I can work with this. It's got a turkey on it, but I thought, worst case scenario, maybe I could just turn it inside out. That would work. Cut the tag off. I mean, it's a costume. Who cares? And then just put elastic around the bottom and poof it out, and that would make a pumpkin. You know, I can put a pumpkin face with felt or, you know, I don't know, marker, something like that. So I found that, and I got it, and that was at Goodwill. And then I also found this massive t-shirt. And I thought, you know what? I bet I could make a pumpkin for my daughter. She could be a pumpkin too. And then Simplicity Patterns went on sale on Thursday. So I thought, there's probably a costume pattern. And rather than try and cut this up and make a mess of it, I'm just going to get a pattern. So I did. This is Simplicity 2788, and it's got a pumpkin. And I thought, yeah, I need direction. I need specific instructions right now, because my brain is fried after the piece of art. So I knew that I had this, but I totally forgot about it when I was at Joann's. And so, you know, I could have used this, and I might still, but I ended up getting some ripstop nylon because the rest of the outfit is fleece, and I thought he might get hot and it might rain. So this would be great because, you know, it's waterproof. Not bad. So now I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'll come up with some kind of a pumpkin. And that pretty much was all of the thrifting. I did stop by Walmart to get 20 other things. And I always walk by the bundles, you know, bins. And I found this. This feels like a viscose rayon knit. And I'm going to use it to make a Harper cardigan, because this is perfect for that kind of thing. I did make a Harper cardigan earlier today, but I used a 100% cotton lycra t-shirt knit, and it's not the right fabric for that cardigan. That cardigan needs a drapier knit, and that's why that one is perfect. But also I cut it long, like the duster length, and then I put it on and realized I look like a doctor. I look like I'm wearing a lab coat. I look like a scientist. Yeah, no. So I cut it off a little higher, and then I realized at one point I had pricked my finger and bled on it. So it's in the laundry room. I'm not even going to bother to show you. The question for this week is, it's Halloween. What are you doing? Are you dressing up? Are you handing out candy? For those two questions, my answers would be no and no. We don't usually hand out candy. We turn our lights off and we just, I don't know. It's my husband. My husband is such a, you know, I don't know. I say Scrooge, but Scrooge ended up being a really nice guy. And actually my husband's a nice guy too. I don't know. Maybe he is Scrooge. But the point being, he grew up in the church, and, you know, Halloween was very taboo for them. And our kids always dressed up, and I don't think we took them trick-or-treating, but that was because in the 90s, that was kind of when we all got wise to the dangers of going trick-or-treating. And, you know, I went trick-or-treating when I was a kid, and I was fine, but, you know, trunk-or-treating and fall festivals became more the norm. And so our kids did that, and they got to dress up. And so we're not doing anything really except making a pumpkin week. I want to go see what Rebecca and Chilisa have done, because I know that they're going to have sweat genius, and some amazing thing is going to be what they say. Here you go. Here's what I did. And in the meantime, I'm going to leave you with my little prayer card, which says from Luke 11:28, blessed are rather are those who hear the word of God and obey it. The word of God. Okay, I got to tell you something. I hope I won't take too long to do this, but if you are not of the faith that I'm of, when you hear something like, I had a word from the Lord, you think we're crazy. Because, you know, what are you hearing voices? Are you schizophrenic? Like, you know, what happened? What kind of drugs are you on? Well, you know, I feel like when I say that, then what I mean is something jumped out at me and made an impression on me. and kept my attention. Now that happens to me with, I don't know, fictional books with some profound saying in them. That's the kind of thing it was. But when it's the Bible, I feel like that's God, because I feel like God is living and active and speaking to me, guiding my life. So when something jumps out at me like that, I pay attention. And this was live in a state of forgiveness. That is a tall order. Because I'm a human person who is easily hurt, and also because I hurt other people inadvertently, on purpose, living in a state where you have forgiven others for hurting you, or you've asked for them to forgive you, forgive me because I've hurt you. And all of this because I stand forgiven because of the grace and mercy of God. Can't get much better than someone laid down his life for me. Yeah, that is a state of forgiveness that I want to live in. And if I'm going to do that, I cannot ask the God of all creation to forgive me if I haven't forgiven everybody else, and live in a constant state of forgiven. I have forgiven everyone. I am forgiven. Oh my gosh. So yeah, obey the word of the Lord. Okay. I think I may have to write it on my bathroom mirror or put it on my fridge or something, but I really want that to stay in front of me, because I think that is a really smart way to live. Even if you're not a Christian, it's just still a really smart way to live. Forgiving others and asking them to forgive you. Living in forgiveness. So anyway, I will leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad you're a part of Friday Sews. Thank you for being here. And I will see you next time. Have a great weekend.